All right. Well, welcome everybody. We have photo share and discussion number 60, the Memorial Day edition, 2014. And before I get started, everybody, at least here in the States, knows that it's Memorial Day weekend, a long weekend, and it's great that summer's starting, barbecue, friends, family, celebrations, but please take a minute and really think about the real reason why this day exists, and that is to honor the men and women who have given everything in a lot of cases to allow us to do this. So want to give a shout out to all the existing service members, all the past service members, everybody in the armed services. Thank you very much. It's because you men and you women that have done that we are able to do what we're doing today. So thank you very much, and Memorial Day weekend, beginning of summer.
Right. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's right. Joe served his country in Germany. Wow, so making sure the beer that they sent us was good.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta it's a difficult process.
Yeah. Oh, it's way underestimated. You really gotta pay attention. So
one of the many sacrifices.
Yes. Well, thank you, one and all, for the sacrifices, because we do enjoy a pretty darn good life here in America, and it is not without, or it is directly as a result of the men and women who have served this country for the last 240 years. So that is the reason we are here. So thank you again. And we have a new participant joining us from sunny, I'm assuming it's sunny in Lisbon. Well, not now, it's 11 o'clock at night, but so it's dark there now. But we have Rui there, I believe is pronounced the name. So thank you very much for joining, staying up late.
No problem. No problem.
Who? Right? It was who?
Yeah.
I can get that all day, man. It's like, it's like hummus, right? Right? You're like, yeah, I can get that all day, man. That's like all the jokes you ever make about, like the Jews make about their language, like just act like you're doing a loogie or something first.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Tim. Welcome, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, pop
Hi.
in. We've got Tim is from merry old England, just outside of London, and we got two people from the continent sharing photography here tonight. So very, very good. We have our newest participant, Tim Rui from Lisbon, Portugal, has popped in. So, and he's posted some images to the discussion group. A link to that. But he did post them in.
Are you? Hey, are you really in the same time zone as London?
Yeah. Lisbon and London.
Oh.
That's
yeah, because Lisbon, Portugal kind of sticks out there a little bit.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Okay.
Yep, 11 o'clock. So before we started the broadcast, we were just talking about the advantages of shooting film photography to improving your photography skills. And he posted some images. I guess it was a discussion that was started last year by a guy on developing film. And Rui had just done your first roll of film just a little while ago, right?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Okay. Yeah, good. I'm gonna start off with that, and then you can talk a little bit. It looks like you're using a Mamiya.
Mamiya, yeah.
Okay.
Those photos were maybe a month after I bought the camera.
Very cool.
First I took some colored shots. Then a friend of mine, which appears in the first photo, she actually took photography lessons, and she knew how to develop, so she taught me, and that's the result.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Oh, cool.
There we go. Yeah, so you've got 4 or 5 different images that you posted here.
Yeah.
Is this your friend?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Very cool. And this was you were using FP4, which is a very nice film. I like that. I've shot 2 rolls with that. and that's a very nice film. Very, very nice. And you used, what did you use for a developer on this one?
That I can't recall.
Okay.
I actually can't recall. I still have those back in my place. So.
Okay. And it's 50mm f2. Okay. That's a nice.
That's just the brand of the lens, not that they were actually shot at f2.
Okay. Yep. All right. Very cool. Yeah, black and white is, especially self-developed black and white, is a lot of fun. And Joe does a lot of his portrait photography. He does in digital, but he does black and white process on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, black and white is, for a lot of subjects, is just fantastic. And we were talking a little earlier that when you start using a film camera or just shooting, I think, in black and white film, that you really have to start thinking in black and white. How would this scene look in black and white compared to full color? And there's definitely a lot of things that don't look good in color that look good, that are very nice looking in black and white. So.
Hey, you know what, Mark? I'm not seeing his images.
Oh, let me go ahead and there. Are you seeing it now?
Well, on your screen I'm seeing it, but I mean I'm looking in the Flickr group myself and I can't see it.
Oh yeah, because what you need to do is if you go over to the discussion on the side.
Oh.
He just attached a link to the discussion that Mind the Mix did last year. So he just did a link to his set.
Oh, okay.
On his Flickr stream. So that's why you're not seeing it. It's not. He didn't post them to the group directly.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay.
No problem.
No, this is Now this.
I didn't want to rush in into the group like that.
No.
So
the more people, the more photos. We're happy with that.
Yeah.
Now this is I really like this shot. This is very.
Thank you.
Neat perspective. Got the patio, the porch railing.
Yeah.
And,
that's actually how do you say that? A tiny small. That's a representation of various areas from Portugal into a place. And the houses are actually, 2.5 meters? I don't know how many feet that is.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay, so is it like a model? Like a...
yeah, but they're actually houses. You can walk in.
Oh, okay. So this house is maybe
3
9
meters.
10 feet tall, yeah. Okay.
But it's a representation from another place, so.
Oh, okay. It's like a scale replica.
Yeah.
All right. Very interesting.
That balcony actually, the top of my head could actually get to the top part of the balcony.
So you were laying on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was actually not laying down, but almost.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Well, that's interesting because you would just think that it's a normal size.
Normal regular house, yeah.
Yeah, a 2-story house, and who knew that it was only 10 feet tall? So there you go. That's very neat. And this is probably from that same.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lighthouse here. You're as big as a lighthouse here. Okay.
Oh.
Very neat.
Yeah. Now you can get an idea of the scale.
You can see the and the building behind it. You actually get the wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, very neat. But yeah, these are perfect subjects for black and white. I mean, the light, the dark, I guess they're made up to look like they're old. Yeah, very neat.
That would be cool to shoot with like a tilt shift lens or some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be
very, very cool.
That would be very neat. And yeah, this was your first roll of film you've ever developed?
That I've developed, yes.
Okay, all right. Good. And was it a 24 exposure or 36 exposure?
24, I believe.
24. Yeah. Okay. And looks like
those are just the ones that I thought were better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. If you got 4 or 5 out of a roll of 24, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I usually find for me on the medium format film, if I get 2 or 3 out of 12,
yeah,
then I'm pretty happy with that. And on a 24 exposure, yeah, probably 3 to 4. Now this looks like maybe like a gear or machine.
It looks like a
screw or something.
Yeah,
guitar or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's guitar. Okay, all right.
And that's with the extenders, to try out the extenders.
Okay.
Because I had to pack with 3 extenders for the Mamiya.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So
I like that. You got the focus right there. Yeah. Nice range of depth of field. Yeah. That's very cool. Very neat. Interesting. This one. Yeah, okay. Now I can tell what it is. Yeah. That's nice detail. Very nice. And this is using the extenders as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not all of them, but just the bigger one. I don't.
Okay.
The actual extender doesn't have the magnification on it.
Okay.
It says magnification 1, 2, or 3. That's with the biggest, I guess.
Okay. So that would turn
that I recall, that's just one extender.
Okay, so that would turn that 50 millimeter into what approximately? I don't know. Oh, very nice. Nice detail.
Yeah, I like the detail on that metal. I mean, it's hard to. I don't think digital. Well, I know with my camera, it wouldn't have done that good a job on that metal. I don't think. It might have, but it might have come out like maybe a little shinier or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because you scanned this back in, right?
Yeah, I scanned it.
Okay. Yeah. And what are you using for a scanner? What kind of scanner are you using?
It wasn't me actually. I asked a friend of mine.
Okay.
In the place that I used to work. They use a Fujifilm scanner.
Okay.
Those big ones.
All right. Very good. Yes, I mean it looks like it has a pretty good. That's pretty good quality scan there.
Yeah.
Very
and
nice.
that white part there, in the top. If you can move your mouse.
Up here.
No, actually, in the frame.
Okay. Right here.
No more upwards. That thing that's it.
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of string. That's actually the film that was bent while putting it in the developer tank.
Okay. All right. When you were putting it on the,
yeah.
Did you put it on a reel? Was it a stainless steel reel?
No, it was a plastic reel.
Plastic reel. Okay.
Yeah. It bent a little, so that's the.
Yeah. Broke the emulsion a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, developing film. The hardest part is putting the film on the reel.
Yeah.
Because you have to do it by feel, inside a dark bag or whatever, and I find medium format film is much easier to load up than 35 millimeter. And but it's still a challenge, and you're always wondering, did I get it, especially on the longer, like a 24 or 36 exposure, because you have so many, it wraps around the reel so many times. I just always am afraid that it didn't load up right and it's touching each other or something like that. Because if that happens, then that whole, you got 2 or 3 frames that are guaranteed to be ruined.
Yeah.
Because there's no space between the film and it doesn't develop, or you get purple or all kinds of things. That's always the most stressful part of the whole process. Once you get it in the container, I mean, it's just adding chemicals and timing stuff, so that's pretty easy. But,
and for me, the hardest part was cutting the tip of the film, because the Mamiya doesn't let that inch of film outside the container.
okay.
I had to pull it all out and then cut the tip.
Okay, all right.
So I messed that up the first time
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't get that sprocket hole to be all clean.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And that got stuck in the reel the first times.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to cut it back again.
Okay. So did you use a film an extractor to take the film back out of the cartridge?
My friend did.
Okay. Yeah. The next one you try. I just use a bottle opener.
Mm-hmm.
I open up the top of the canister, the 35 millimeter canister, and I just bend it back, pull that out, because I tried an extractor once or twice, and that was more frustrating for me than almost anything. So I was like, the heck with that. I'm just gonna open it like I would a can or a beer, I'm just gonna pop the top, peel back the top, take the film out.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I do it. I use a bottle opener.
Yep.
Perfect for the job.
It works fine, and then you can take it out, and then trimming off that edge, that slanted edge. I use kids' scissors, like you give your kid if they're going to kindergarten, with a blunt end, so I don't stab myself accidentally. I use safety scissors. And
don't mess with scissors in the dark.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't need to add any color in the form of blood from cutting my hand open while I'm trimming the film. So. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun process. Frustrating sometimes, but it's definitely worthwhile. And like we were saying, it just adds a whole other dimension to the photography. It really makes you think more about what you're doing, and the stakes are a little higher. So you really take your time composing the image, and you only have so many, so you want to make sure that every time you press the shutter button, you have something that you think has a pretty good shot of being decent.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Well, cool. Well, thank you very much for sharing, and feel free to post any of these or any other ones that you get. Just post them right into the group. I think we can do like 10 a day. Sometimes we have to cut Joe off. He tries to post like 150.
Yeah, man, as many as possible, man.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. More better. More is better. So, let's go back to the group here and pop in. We got a few here. I know Patrick. He was going to attend, and I guess he got called out to go to the West Coast and shoot some more expensive cars.
Yeah. Damn.
Sucks.
Huh?
Sucks when that happens.
I mean,
Absolutely terrible.
it's rough.
Okay, so.
Freaking guy's amazing, though, man.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
He does fantastic,
Jesus.
fantastic. And he posted one here to the group that we can go through and take a look at. I think this is the last one we talked about last week, Joe. You're here.
Oh.
And this is one of my favorites. I've looked at it a couple more times in the last week or so, and this is just a fantastic image. I really like, just super dark as night background, but you can see kind of the hair kind of fading into that, the lighting. She's a very pretty woman too. I mean,
yeah, she's very young. She just turned 18. Wow. But the hilarious thing about this image is my makeup art. We planned this shoot. This is another big planned shoot. We must have planned it at least 4 or 5 weeks in advance. Took a lot of coordination because of the makeup. Believe it or not, there's this new wet look that's been out for about a year with the eyeshadow and stuff, depending on how much you get into makeup. I kind of get into it because of the beauty work. And they put like Vaseline or something similar to that on the eyeshadow and give this wet look. You can see a little of that sheen that's on there.
Sheen right up here, right above her eye.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And so a couple weeks before the shoot, my makeup artist was practicing the technique with the eyeliner the way that I like it. I like a really dark eyeliner. I like that real Egyptian kind of cat eye kind of look.
Where it really borders around the eye. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And she was telling me it just can't be done with that wet look. It can't be done. And I'm like, well, I have not seen it done anywhere. Even the guy that is, quote, invented that wet look style, I'm like, even he hasn't done it. You know what I'm saying? If we can do it, you know, I mean, I know it can be done. I know you can do it. You're good. And so even the day before the shoot, she's like, I can't get it. I can't get it. And then it was literally hours before the shoot, she finally was able to get it and get the eyelashes that I like too as well. And then I made it black and white. It was like, all that work, all that planning, and then we shot it, and it just looked really good, low key. This is really good, low key beauty work, and you know, you've got high key where you're used to, you know, lots of light on a background, overexposed background, and you get that real high key lighting. And this is low key. This is you know, where everything's just pretty much black, and you just make the skin pop.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like she's floating in this black, really dark. But you know, you can still see the sheen a little bit, and just the darkness, like you said, around the eyes. I mean, it does pop, and it pops not because of the color, but because of the contrast between light and dark. You know, the eyes, the black eyeliner, and then the lighting on the eyeshadow. You know, you get a little bit of that sheen. So.
Yeah, it just, to me, that's what, you can spend a lot of time, and I do spend a lot of time in the whites of the eyes, but what, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, what makes the eyes really pop is the eyeliner. You know, a really dark, thick eyeliner just draws you into those eyes. You know, it's like
that's a really strong contrast. Yeah.
Yeah. I relate it to like when you're a little kid and you learn how to color, and someone shows you, okay, outline the section first and then you fill it in, you know, and that really makes the color like pop on the page, you know, when you're a kid, you know what I'm saying? And for me, it's the same type of thing. Actually, it feels a lot like coloring. You're doing a lot of this with your mouse, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it feels a lot like coloring, actually. Again, you know what I'm saying? All the skin and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely, in the print. I've printed this, of course, really big, and the print just. I'm telling you, Costco does really good work with black and white. Black and white, it's tough to do, and I do all my printing at Costco, and one particular Costco at that. Like the other Costco does okay. I'm satisfied with it, but for this one, I sent it to my favorite Costco, and the gal that runs it, Isabel, she just does just that little bit extra. I don't know what the hell she does, but oh my God, the print is amazing. So
yeah, that's what I found too. I use Costco for the prints that I do. I've got the guy at Costco that I go to, and he does a very good job. And there's been a couple times right when I first started where he didn't, you know, where they weren't as good as I thought they could be. He's like, oh, this isn't real. Let me redo it, and it came out great. And now they've got it. You know, by me being able to know what their printer is and sending them the right file and them paying attention, I get really good results. And it's really affordable.
Really affordable. Super affordable. Yeah, and that's the key, is getting the printing profile. You can download the printing profile for the paper you want and for the printer. at each particular Costco, which is really important too.
Yep. And they publish it. So if the machine's been calibrated or whatever,
right.
you have the new file that you can dump in. Yeah, worked great. So yeah, that's a fantastic shot, Joe. That's one of my favorites. Just
Thank
a really pretty girl, and lighting and everything just came together really good. And here is one by Gregory. I don't think he's popped in on the show, but he's contributed a couple images.
Mark, I think I'm going to have to go. It's getting quite late. I've got to be up early tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, thanks for joining, Tim.
Yep, no problem. Nice to see you again.
All right. Take care, and maybe we'll see you in the next week or two.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Yeah, bye, guys.
See ya.
See you.
Okay, man. See you.
So, Purple Flower. Norfolk Botanic Gardens. Point and shoot.
The colors are amazing, man. I like the colors.
The colors are great, and he did it.
Yeah.
Did a pretty good job of getting this flower especially, and maybe this. These are probably on the same plane. These are really, really sharp. These are a little less sharp, but the lighting is nice. The colors. The purple is a great purple against that green of the leaf in the background.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Yeah. And once again, Sony point and shoot camera.
Yeah, you know, and that is great. That is great. There's another photographer here in town that shoots models, and he uses a point and shoot. And I'm really shocked at some of the quality that he's getting out of that camera shooting shooting models. They're still small sensors, but they've got plenty of megapixels, and they're getting better at the noise. I think they're just getting a little bit higher quality. So yeah, that's a fun shot. Lots of color. Very good. And this was one. Yeah, this is one I took in Death Valley 3 years ago, which is a beautiful place. It's an absolutely gorgeous place. It's very desolate, but you first look at it and it's like, well, there's nothing there. But then you take a little bit of time and look at what's around, and there's an amazing amount there. This was a section called Artist's Palette. It's just a hillside on the east end of the valley that has a bunch of oxidized rocks, so copper, iron, that type of thing. So you got all the different colors in the Badlands. And this was taken from the road with my my kit zoom lens for the DSLR. And I originally didn't think too much of this shot, but I went back to it about a month ago and looked at it and said, that's not too bad, really. And then I just did a little bit of processing in Lightroom, a little bit, bring out some of the clarity, the detail and structure in here, and then the colors. And I cropped it a little bit. I maybe cropped it 5%. There was some stray stuff on the top and bottom, and but just a colorful, desolate landscape. What I like about it right off the bat is you've got that little bit of color in the middle that takes up the middle part of your frame here, and then I like there's a pattern going to it, like a back and forth kind of a pattern to it, and then just the different textures and everything that are in the, I don't know, what is that, like hills or something?
Yeah, this is a hillside. I mean, it's just eroded mud and rock and stuff. All these come from the little bit of rain that they get over thousands of years. Just runs down through, and this was shot in the middle of the afternoon, so I did increase the warmth on this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was really super flat light. This was 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
So I had to play around with the color balance a little bit, but yeah, I mean that's what the colors were, but it wasn't reflected just because of the time of day that it was shot. And but yeah, it's kind of cool, and that's one of the things I'm finding going back and looking at. This was from the first year that I kind of got back into photography, so I just shot everything I saw. I pressed the shutter button, and so I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. I just wanted to try to capture as much as possible. And
yeah, you're just like,
bang, 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 bang,
Leaves
bang.
and trees, everything. Yeah, you're just like, yeah, everything, and you're so happy to have, you know, I don't know how many shots per minute, but you're just so happy to have that. You know what I'm saying? You're shooting everything on.
Yeah, you know, and it was definitely about 4 months after I got back into photography, so I was really wanting to come up with good shots, but I didn't know how to yet, and I didn't have much experience. And you know, we don't get to Death Valley all the time, so it was maybe not once in a lifetime, but once every 5-year type of thing. So I wanted to, you know, I just took a lot, and when I originally looked at them, I was like, well, you know, some of these are okay, but most of them are just junk. But I didn't delete them. And I came back a couple years later, and there's some good ones in there. You just got to,
you know,
a little bit of time.
The first image that was ever, you know, someone asked my permission so they could publish it, and it was in a, you know, they published it for a welcome, like a pamphlet or something for like Welcome to New Mexico pamphlet, and it was a similar type of shot like this, like you're explaining. I had just started shooting, totally blown out image. This image is awful. It's awful. I don't care what. It was awful, and I posted it to Flickr here, and it's of a globe. Is it a globe? Yeah, I think it was a globe in one of our little parks here, and they published it. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you what? You know what I'm saying? And I look at that image still, and that was my first published image. I had only been shooting, God, I don't even, weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know. Same type of scenario, Mark. You know, probably like 1, 2 in the afternoon. Harsh light. Didn't know how to shoot it. Blown. I mean, the image is blown, busted, gone. Right? Pieces of the image laying all over the place because it blew up. It was so blown, and they published it, man. I'm like, wow, that image, wow, you know, So you made me think about. I haven't thought about that image since, but you made me think about it, and that was my first published image ever. That was oh, wow, someone. But you just never know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't. You know, I try to keep most of the images because, you know, disk space is relatively cheap. But, you know, unless the image is just like out of focus or there's weird stuff, I keep a lot of them just because you never know.
Have you ever been contacted for an image to get published through Flickr?
No, I've had a couple of my images published without my permission via Flickr.
Oh, nice.
Just on like web articles. I found one of my images last year that was done by, was it Kiplinger's Online Money, you know, 10 best cities to live in, and they took one of my images that I took of Sandy Springs, Georgia, kind of like 2 iconic buildings, and they published it. But, you know, I mean, I wasn't going to get any real money from that anyway. But no, I haven't had any requests for stuff to be published, so. You know, I've sold some images off of my own site. You know, I sell enough of that, you know, here and there to kind of pay for the hosting, which I'm happy for. But beyond that, no, I haven't had anything published in a magazine or anything. Now, if I'd shot this giant rubber ducky, I'd probably get
yes. I see a lot of cameras shooting the rubber ducky too.
Yeah, this is another one from Greg. Rubber duck was designed by Dutch artist Boynton Hoffman. It was standing in front of the Chrysler Museum in Norfolk. So, now talk about a burst of color. Look at that thing. That thing's probably 20 feet tall. That's bigger than those buildings in that scale park that you went to, Hui. You know, that's huge. Yeah. But this is definitely an image that you want to shoot in color. You do not want to shoot this in black and white.
Yeah. The one thing I like about this shot is the sky. Actually, the sky is very nice.
Yep, it is. You got some nice clouds and texture in the sky. Yep. It's not just a complete blank canvas in the background. You're right. And there's a little bit of a reflection. It would have been great to have the water be stiller, but nice reflection, great color, and you know, it's a nice that's a nice people shot. You know, everybody's looking at this huge duck.
Yeah, he's got enough enough information in the image. This one too.
Yeah.
Where I wonder how he processed it, because he could have, exaggerated a lot of things in post.
Yeah. My guess is this is probably pretty much right out of the camera because he's using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is great because it definitely gives some scale. I mean, you know, this thing is maybe 20 feet, 30 feet tall.
That is cool, man. I love that dead-on shot with the rubber duck. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like smiling at you. It's like,
yeah,
what are you looking at?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah, because there's a lot of detail in that sky, like he was saying, and that nice the building, and just the big burst of. There's like a couple different yellows in the duck itself. Yeah. You got the orange beak. Or bill, whatever you call it.
If he would have taken a, like in Lightroom or whatever, and taken like the neutral density filter.
Yeah.
Drop this down just a little bit, bring out a little bit more structure in the clouds. But yeah, I mean that's a fun shot. I mean, you know, that's just something you don't see every day. It's colorful. And it's got enough around it. There's no people, which is kind of interesting. This is another thing I like about this one. It's just the duck and the building, so it gives you an idea of how big it is. And there's no people around too, which is kind of neat. I like that. Yeah, that's a cool shot. Thanks for sharing that, Gregory. That is very cool. And got a couple here from Wesley. I guess he's in Florida at a folk festival this weekend, so he was going to try to join in, but he's done a lot of the Renaissance Fair stuff, Joe. If you remember, a few weeks, maybe a month or so ago, he had posted some stuff from the Renaissance Fair.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's into like folk festivals and that type of thing. But Yellow Daisy, Canon, okay, A1 on Fuji 200. Okay, there we go, color film, like that with a 50mm f1.4.
Now, did he have? He have one of those filters on the end? It looks like he had like some sort of filter. What do you call that? The one where you turn it.
Like a polarizer.
Yeah, polarizer. Does that look like a polarizer?
I wonder. Yeah, because of the way the dark in the background here.
Right. That whole side of the frame is just all, and it kind of curves. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only really like that top left part that's not affected.
In the late summer sun, so
the whole bottom.
Yeah.
There's the whole bottom, and then that whole right side is all. What's up?
Yeah, I wonder.
Just curious.
Yeah, no, it does kind of have that.
Either that or the film itself.
Yeah, it could be. The film maybe just blew up the film a little bit. But yeah, that's a fun color, and this is one of those things. I think once again
it brings back to our conversation earlier, right? You have to stop a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those shots.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's the fun about film. Yeah, that's a very colorful shot, and that's one that digital doesn't represent as well as I think film. Here's one I took last fall when we were up in Pittsburgh visiting. And this is part of their light rail line. And this was taken with my old Olympus point-and-shoot film camera that I got 20 years ago. That I have to tape up because it has light leaks. I have to replace the seal, the felt seal. So I have to put electrical tape around it so I don't get any light leaks. But it's a good camera. So we were just going into the city for the day, and this is just the train coming in, and there was a bunch of people milling around, so we were waiting for a few trains, and this train was coming, and I was like, there's no people in the shot, I want to take this. So I wasn't able to compose it as good as I thought, but I think it came out pretty good. And this is film, this was on Delta 400, I think was the film.
I like the grain in it. When you look underneath the canopy there, you can see a lot of that that texture, the grain, And then there's like some sharpness in there too that's really, and the contrast, you know, the lights and the darks are really, you know, what do you call that? The mid-tones are really good. You know what I'm saying? They're not too blown out or anything. It's pretty. I like the images. There's a lot going on there.
The thing I liked about it, the thing that kind of drew me to where I was standing, which was right on the edge of the stand there.
Platform.
Yeah, the platform was just the lines kind of going off and then curving around the trees, and lots of lines kind of going that same direction, and then the train kind of taking up a section of it. So, you know, kind of like the lines of the
that is what catches you. Because you got like lines everywhere, just like you said. You've got lines in the fence opposite of the tracks there, and they kind of like arch. And then you've got the straight lines from the parking garage. You've got the lines from the power lines.
Yep.
You've got the lines from the canopy over, you know, and the pillars, and just all sorts of stuff happening there.
Yeah. And what Joe said earlier about the portrait, when you outline, you get pushed toward the center. That's I think it's happening the same with the lines.
Yep.
Push you towards the center of the image.
Yeah. So I got this. I didn't think. I thought when I took it that it was rushed and it wasn't going to be as in focus or as sharp as I thought it would be. But once I developed it, you know, and then scanned it in, I was like, hey, that's not too bad. And you know, it's once again this was in the fall, this was the end of October, so the leaves were falling off the trees up there, but I mean, I think this is just a perfect black and white type of image. You know, there was a little bit of color, but it was more not color, you know, more dull colors than bright colors in this scene. So it was more blacks and grays anyway. So it came out pretty good. But yeah, that was taken. This camera is you could probably buy one on eBay for $10. You know, and just put some film in, and it's got it. It's, you know, it's an automatic. It's a point and shoot. I have to. You turn it. It's got a little clamshell that you open up, and the lens pops out. And it's a 2x zoom, and the flash is always on. So whenever you open it up, you got to hit the button to turn the flash off. So, but it works pretty good. The focus, you know, the autofocus is fairly quick, and it's small. Now this.
I like this.
Yeah, Shawshank. Nikon 35 f1.8 with his D5000.
What musician does this guy look like? He looks like some musician.
Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
That was my first
Doesn't he?
He does look like Carlos Santana a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I mean the eyes here. I mean,
it reminds me more like an actor. Don't recall the name, but
okay.
It reminds me more.
Oh, was it Benicio del Torres? Is that the guy I'm thinking about? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I took a snap of gentleman.
I don't know, just someone famous though, right? Like,
yeah, someone that you would recognize.
It's very recognizable face or something, right? Yeah. Like, I love the image.
Yeah,
it's great. It would just, for me, it would be better in black and white. Like, it just in black and white, the textures in his face, the pores.
Yeah.
The glare he's giving, the reflection in the iris of his eye, everything is just perfect for black and white. His hair, the mustache,
the way he's framed the collar, his shirt right here in the corner. I mean, that would be really interesting to see how this would look in black and white. I think it would be very neat. But yeah, that's a great shot. Very well composed. Sharp where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Excellent shot. And he does a great job with kind of street portraits. He does a lot of street portrait photography. It seems like, at least what he's seen to the group. Which is
that's a great image. It really is.
Never shot above ISO 200. Now I'm shooting it high to see how far I can get. ISO of what? 1600. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never gone above 200. Let's just go to 16. What the heck? T2i. Okay, which turns out to be 88. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of a cool shot. Focus right in on the logo on the top. Yeah, it must be low light. He was just testing to see 13th of a second at 1.8 and ISO 1600. So yeah, it must have been pretty dull inside or pretty dim inside lighting.
Yeah, 13th. Wow, that's like click.
Yeah. It's a tripod or not? I don't know.
He had to have it on that same tabletop.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, 35 millimeter focal length. Yeah.
I can tell you right now, at 13th of a sweet God, that's like click.
For how sharp that is, yeah, you're right. He probably just set the camera on the edge of the table, and and held it there. But yeah, it's kind of neat. And the cameras are getting better with high ISO. I mean, you know, they can shoot at those high numbers and have a lot less noise than they used to. It's okay, and here's Tim's image, Sisters. This is taken with his AE1 expired AGFA 100. That's a fun shot.
Yeah.
Very fun shot, and well developed, well exposed. There's nice, great, you know, the whole range of tones, dark to light. They're both smiling, looking right at the camera. Developed in T-Max for 6 minutes, 6:30 at 24. Okay, so it's a little cooler water. No, a little warmer. Yeah, 24. Yeah, that's like 74 degrees or something like that. So, yeah, it's a nice shot.
Yeah,
don't
get me started.
Expired it is. He said expired AGFA.
I've hauled tons of AGFA film. I used to haul AGFA film to Hollywood, believe it or not, from New Jersey. I'd pick it up in New Jersey and take it to Hollywood.
Oh, really? Like by the truck full, huh?
Yeah, when I was still driving over the road, yeah, I would take it. That's what, the late 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And then sometimes I would take it to caves, believe it or not. They would store some of the film in underground caves in Missouri.
Okay. The limestone
caves big enough for a truck to go in. It's just like warehouses underground. It's amazing.
So they would take the like copies of the films and whatever that are actual exposed and done, and then just store them there, huh?
Yeah, just because the temperature's always the same, the humidity's always the same.
Mm-hmm.
Underground. So there's these huge underground caves you would just drive into with your truck. It was amazing.
Very cool.
It really is something to see, man. I used to have pictures and stuff of that. I don't know where all that stuff's at, but pretty cool stuff. One of these days I'll find it.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see, because
that girl with the curly hair, man, oy vey, I could see myself shooting all kinds of junk with her, man. She has such an interesting look.
Yeah. She does. Yeah, they're both cute girls, and they're both smiling at the camera. It's a very good shot, Tim. I like that. That is very nice. That's going to get a star from me. That's a fun shot. And who knows? That's probably a 5-year-old film. Now here we go. Here's a crummy picture of a crappy old car.
Yeah, skip this one.
Yeah, I don't know why people post pictures like this. I don't know.
Jeez. The nerve.
Yeah. Jaguar XKE. I don't know what year, but it's probably fairly old.
This is a perfect example of someone with they just have an SLR and they call themselves photographer.
Yeah. The nerve.
The nerve. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look through some of the other images in this group, you're going to see some other images that Patrick put. Which one was it? There was one that was the highest car, the car that sold for the most at auction ever, like $7 million. the owners paid him
Ferrari.
to photograph it for the it was a California, whatever it was, Ferrari, yeah. So yeah, Patrick gets paid to go and take pictures of exotic cars. So not a bad job. He does a really good job of it too. It's just,
and I mean, he's busy, man. I mean, he is busy.
Yeah, he's really busy, especially between like November and January, because that's when a lot of the collector car auctions are in Arizona. So he's very busy. But yeah, he was going to be here, and he said, I got to go to British Columbia or San Francisco to photograph some cars. So it's a fun job if you're a photographer and you love cars. Yeah.
I loved it. What I like about this image, I can tell you right away, is the reflection off the front of the car. You can see the whole scene that he's not showing you with this frame is all in the reflection on the front of that car, man.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
You know, it's just the texture in the I don't know, what is that, sand or something there?
Yeah, it's probably like dried mud or some kind of dry lake bed or something.
Yeah.
And that's just great. Yeah, for the black color of the car against that beige or that sand color is just awesome. Yeah.
It really is nice, man. The chrome is clean. And then you can see I don't know what's happening there, a sunset or something possibly, but you can see the tones in that.
Yeah, in the hood, in the front of the hood.
Uh-huh.
The orange, kind of the colors of the sunset. I don't know what this is, maybe a tree or something in here. Yeah, it's just it's a beautiful car. It's an interesting perspective too. He's probably up on a ladder above the car. Standing up 10 or 15 feet above the car, and it's kind of nice. And I bet you that's who knows how much that car's worth? Several $100,000 probably.
At least $1 million,
Yeah. Sorry, can't photograph your car unless it's worth $1 million.
Yeah.
And you would still have a job.
Yeah. Think about it. For people who have very expensive, cars like this, it's worth it to pay somebody a couple $1,000s to photograph the car. If you're going to sell it or for insurance or whatever. Somebody that's got maybe a nice older car that might be worth $30,000-$40,000. They're not going to pay somebody $2,000. They might pay somebody $200 to photograph, but they're not going to fly somebody halfway across the country and pay their expenses for 2 days to photograph their 1975 Mustang II or something. I don't know. But he loves cars and he does a good job of photographing them. So he lives in the hotspot of one of the hotspots of collector car auctions. So it's not a bad place to be for that type of thing. So yeah, great shot.
Yep.
And Elizabeth, she is a stunner. Wow. Now, was this shot?
Yeah.
When was this shot, Joe? Recently?
Yeah, last Saturday.
Okay. All right. So this is what you were doing instead of participating in the show last week.
Yeah, last
Fine,
week
whatever.
we were crushing a whole bunch of vodka about the time we did the show. We ended up having a little party after that photo shoot, man. It was we all got along really well. I had never worked with Elizabeth before. Of course, I just call her Liz. I shorten everybody's name except for Roof. That one's kind of hard to shorten, man. It's already short. But I could just call you R, I guess. But yeah, no, Liz, that was the first time working with her, and then the first time working with the makeup artist too.
Oh, okay.
And it was a new makeup artist I was trying out because I kind of need at least 2 makeup artists. And same thing with hairstylist. But what was cool about this makeup artist, she does a little hair, just a little bit, and she did the hair here as well. But oh yeah, we got along so well during the shoot, and Liz was just a little nervous. She has plenty of experience, but she's got a lot going on in her life, so she was just a little nervous. So to take the edge off, I gave her a couple margaritas.
Lime-maritas or margaritas?
You know what? Actually, it was those new margaritas that I was telling you about in the Scherer beer.
Okay. Yeah.
In the can.
Okay.
And yeah, she's the one that drank them. And yeah, and that just, they're like, well, have a drink with us. And I'm like, I got to go to work in a couple hours, and if I start drinking, I ain't going to work. And sure enough, man, called into work, and next thing you know, we crushed, I don't know if you know what, what's that stuff called? It's Fireball. You ever heard of Fireball whiskey, Mark?
Yes, I have.
And so we must have crushed half a bottle.
That's like Red Hots and whiskey, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is. And we crushed like half a fifth of that stuff, man. And vodka with, it was actually really good. Vodka with raspberry lemonade.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that being pretty tasty. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just shot to that Fireball with that vodka with that raspberry lemonade, and oh dear God, we had a good time, man. Yeah, it was fun. But and somehow we got images like this too.
despite the Fireball. There we go.
Yeah, despite Fireballs, margaritas, and vodka, we
still
got you get a great shot. Yeah.
Yeah, this shot, there's a real sense of mystery with this shot. You look at it, and she's like, "I know something you don't know." I mean, that's what my take is on it. And her eyes are just, just the look there is just kind of like, there's more to the story here.
Thanks. Yes, she's got a lot going on in her life. She actually was a extra on a few episodes of Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. I'll have to keep an eye out for her. I've just started watching Breaking Bad. I'm on episode 5 or 6. So.
Yeah, she can look totally different. I would imagine it was probably one of the last seasons. I'm not sure, but I know she was an extra in something else as well, just a few days ago.
Okay.
She kind of does, she's kind of trying to get into some acting as well. But she has a little bit of an Elvis thing going, with her lip, and so that was one thing I was trying to work on with her. You can see it on that right side.
Yeah.
And it affects her eye on that side and her mouth, and so I was really trying to work on getting that more evened out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a very interesting shot, because you just look at it and it's like, okay, there's more to the story. She's got there's a little mystery there, or there's just something there that's extra that she's not going to tell you, basically.
Yeah, that kind of describes her.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it took all that Fireball to get it out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. And then you got the is that in barrette in the back of the hair, and then that kind of matches the necklace as far as the colors, and yeah, it's just a nice
yeah, you know what that is? It's like it's like a clip that goes on the end of the ear.
Okay.
That I have. I get those on Amazon for, God, pennies, literally. It cost more to ship it than it did for. I want to say that little clip on the end of the ear was probably. It's like a dragon. It looks like a dragon.
Okay.
And I don't know, probably not even 5 cents, literally.
You pay $2.99 to ship it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. From China. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a neat shot. Very nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah, I've been trying to. I shot this. I need to put. I have everything preset in my Lightroom when I export, and I need to export more XF data. But I did shoot that at f7, 7.1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what was the focal length? Was that using your Sigma 15 to 70?
No, actually, I did shoot that with the 24 to 70.
Canon.
Who knows what the focal length was? I really don't know.
Okay.
But I've been trying to shoot with higher f-stops, f22,
Wow.
f18. So it requires a lot of light, and that's why I got those big lights that I did.
Yeah. So you can get a little bit more. Very cool. There's some good images there.
Yeah.
The new film photographer in the group. Looking forward to seeing some more of those. That is.
I do have some on my sets. Should have posted.
Very cool. No, post as many as you want to the group because it's we are definitely not. Patrick and Joe come the closest to professionals. The rest of us are just.
Just take some shots from time to time.
Hands with the camera. Yeah. It's.
You were talking about point and shoots with film. I still have a point and shoot with film.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a film point and shoot here, and it's Samsung. And the film is inside for about, I don't know, maybe 5 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I wonder what's in there.
It's aged perfectly now, and now it's been in there long enough.
It is a lot like wine or a beer. I mean,
The older the better.
It is going to change a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be what it used to be, but what you get could be something great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what you get.
I wonder what's inside.
Yeah.
I have to finish that.
Yeah, I have that little Olympus that I took that shot of the train with. It's in the storage bin in my car with a roll of Kentmere 100, which is like cheap Ilford film. It's like $259 a roll for 36 exposures, black and white. And if I just see something when I'm out and about, I just take that camera and I shoot it. And it's been in my car for 2 months, and I've probably still got 25 images left on the roll. And just in the car, if I see something I want, I take the camera out, take the image, and I might get through that roll, maybe the end of the summer or whatever, and I'll develop it, and it'll be interesting to see. That's and it's a little point and shoot camera. It does a great job. It focuses fine. It takes as long as I keep tape over the seams, I won't get any light leaks. So as long as I do that, I go through. I probably should just buy new seals, but I've got lots of extra black electrical tape, so I can use that. As often as I change the film in that thing, which is about once every 3 or 4 months, it doesn't take me long to not much time to take the tape off and put it back on the camera once I load up a new roll of film. So that's fun. It's definitely fun.
Well, for this one, I just put on the battery, and I got 16 shots out of 36. Okay. I don't know if that's how many there remain or the count of what I took. But
that probably means you have 20 left.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I guess you'll find out. I mean, you'll either stop in 24 or 16. You've got a margin of error of plus or minus 8 there, I guess. Number of
but I do have to buy a new battery. That one's dead.
Yeah.
Show me the number and then boof.
Yeah. And it probably uses one of those watch batteries. Not watch batteries, but those alkaline batteries that are like $3 or $4 each, probably.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to using those cameras is the batteries cost more than the film.
More than the film, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Although a battery will last for me, on that camera, on that little Olympus, I have it'll last 5 or 6 rolls of film at least. So that's not too bad. You know, you buy $3 roll of film, cost you $1 to develop it with the chemicals and.
Actually, the film here is costs a little more than that.
Okay.
It's a little more expensive.
What do you pay for the FP4? What does it?
The FP4. Let me see.
I'm gonna have to take a look. I think I paid around $3 US, $350 or something like that for a 24 exposure, which is not too bad. Do I still have some left? Yeah. Now my rolls are 36 exposure, and I bought a 3-pack of the FP4, and I think this was $11.50 for 3 rolls of 36 exposure. So
that would be great. If I have that. And the thing is, $11.50. It's not $11.50 here. It's like €9.
Okay, so about
like
$18 almost. Yeah. Well, you guys have what? You have a 19? Is it a 19 or 20% VAT tax there?
23.
23. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. that adds up fast. 23%. Oh, man.
That's a lot.
But that's still not too bad. $18 for 100 exposures. I mean, really, 3 rolls. Something like that. It's enough. It's not unaffordable, but it's enough to make you pay attention before you push the shutter button, I guess.
Yep.
With the digital camera, you get a card. You get an 8 or 16 gigabyte card. You can load up 300 shots at once, and the card costs you $20 at most. And it's unlimited shots, really. So that's the big difference for me. I mean, I still enjoy digital, just because you can shoot a lot and do things pretty quickly, especially if you need to.
You showed me FP4, right?
Mm-hmm.
24 or 36?
36.
36. That's €8.
Wow. Okay.
Now for the conversion.
Yeah, that's about 15. That's 3 rolls of 36 for about $16. Or no, €8. That's $16, $17 probably. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's about the same price as what we pay with the VAT on top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit more. But
so one roll. No, I say one roll.
One roll.
Is it? One roll. 36 exposures. $10 US.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. And I'm paying around $4 for a roll of 36.
Yeah.
So, 2.5 times.
So there you go.
Well, it's still 36 cents. Hey, it's art.
It's art. Yeah.
I really have to slow down with analog.
Yeah.
With film, really slow down.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'll go out. A lot of times I'll go to a car show and I'll take my digital camera, and then I'll take a film camera, and I'll put one roll of. Typically, it's my medium format camera, so I get 12 exposures, and I may take 25 or 30 shots, 40 shots with the digital camera, and I might maybe do one roll on the film in a 2-hour period. So I definitely take my time with the film, and whereas with the digital, it doesn't. There's no penalty for taking more. It doesn't cost you anymore.
Yep.
Just other than a little bit of time it takes you to load it up in Lightroom and determine which ones you want to keep or not. But film, you got to develop it, and you got to scan it. It takes a lot of time. By the time you develop the film and then scan it, you've got 3 or 4 hours invested in a roll of film. So you want to make sure, I guess, that the images you have are as good as you can get. Yeah. Which is part of the fun. That's or challenge, I guess, is maybe a better way to describe it. Part of the challenge, making sure that you don't waste your money. At least not too much of your money.
Yeah, not too much. Wow. Yeah, I have to admit, I would be closer to. Well, because I do want to try out one of those old film cameras I have.
Oh, you've got a ton there. You got to definitely use one of those.
Yeah, I'd be closer to doing that than I ever would brewing beer. I'll tell you right now. It just brewing beer does not turn me on at all. But I would definitely probably sooner or later I will try film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least a handful of times. But brewing beer, I just cannot see it ever happening. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. You know, you can get all the stuff you need to develop film and rolls of film, you know, for a 35 millimeter camera for maybe 125, 130 bucks, and you'll have enough chemicals to develop probably 15, maybe 20 rolls of film, and then you know the reel and the canister and that type of stuff will last forever essentially. So it's not that expensive. You know, brewing beer, to buy all the stuff to brew beer the right way, you're gonna drop $400 or $500 probably at least. You know, by the time you buy the large kettles and everything that goes into it. Oh, okay, more film with the okay. Oh, very cool.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. It is.
If you want to comment on that, then that's fine.
Yeah, that I like that car shot. That is very interesting.
That's the background for my phone.
Okay. Yeah, that's a neat shot, and the Mamiya is that's a pretty good camera.
Yeah, it is.
What year was it from? Do you?
No idea.
In the 70s, maybe.
That one, that's
T-Max 100.
ZE, the Mamiya ZE. I don't know.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Fence on a bridge, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some nice stuff in there. I like the spiral staircase.
1980.
1980? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is very cool. You got 2 spiral staircases there.
Yeah.
A little bit of graffiti on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice street shot. That is. That's very nice. Yeah. And is it a? I'm not familiar with that camera. It's 35 millimeter, right? Yeah.
What?
And is it? Does it have a built-in meter, or do you need a?
No, there's a built-in.
Okay, built-in meter. Okay. That's neat. That's kind of a nice street shot there. A little table out in front of the cafe.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Good job. That's it's a nice picture. So post as many as you want to the group, and then there's a lot of film groups on Flickr. So
yeah.
Film and black and white groups. You'll get a lot of views of these pretty quick. There's some nice stuff here. This is pretty cool. This workshop.
Yeah.
It looks like that's an old workshop. You can look at that.
Yeah, that's very traditional. What does it do there? I don't believe it's something to do with glass.
Okay.
There was no one in there, so I went in, took the shot.
Yeah. Got out before someone noticed. Yeah.
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 Why not?
This was maybe 8 p.m.
Okay.
After dark, so it's all inside light.
Okay.
No light coming from the outside. So that I was afraid of the result because of the meter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to, because that doesn't have the speed doesn't go below. Let me check.
Oh, the shutter speed range.
Yeah, the shutter speed.
And
Um,
X100.
Yeah, it doesn't. It only has auto, bulb, or an X for the, which is 125 for the flash.
Okay.
200. So I put it on bulb, which is manual,
Mm-hmm.
and I took the shots. I was calculating. I was like, well, I have aperture 2.8. I have the 100 film, which is very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, it's already late. There's no light left. And I had to calculate it. I didn't have a meter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Although it was built in, it didn't give me the right
Okay. Yeah.
the right speed, because
Didn't do it right.
then maybe 2 seconds, maybe a second, and I took these shots.
So did you hold the camera on a counter or something?
Yeah, against the wall.
Okay.
Whatever I could find.
Yep.
Well, it came out nice. You have some nice detail back here in the shadows at the back of the
Yeah,
shot.
I was very amazed.
Yeah, I mean in here it looks like a kiln or something. Yeah, that came out very nice. And that's a nice. You were just walking down the street at night and saw this. Yep.
It began at maybe 5 p.m. It was still sunny.
Yeah.
This you can tell by the sky that still has some light.
Mm-hmm.
But then it went out so fast. And,
and
with
in
100
January. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
January, like it's winter here, so with 100 ISO film at 8 p.m. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's been dark for a couple hours at that point, probably. Yeah. January.
It starts darking out at 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's very nice, and that's a neat. I'm gonna have to research that camera a little bit. Although I've got enough 35mm cameras, I'm looking for another medium format camera, I think.
I do have a medium format, but it's I don't know if you know that it's what they call toy cameras.
Okay.
Global.
Holgas?
No, it's a Diana.
Okay. All right.
The F Plus.
Okay.
I do have some shots on Flickr.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
No, that's. I'm looking for another one, an alternative to the Rolleicord that I have.
That's a twin lens?
Yeah, I've got a Rolleicord twin lens.
I'd like one of those.
Yeah, it's not the Rolleiflex, it's a Rolleicord, and I got it off a guy on eBay in the Netherlands who repairs them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got the whole thing for less than $200 US with shipping.
Nice.
And it's not pristine, but everything works, and the lenses were clean and everything, and it takes great shots. So
that's what matters.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a meter, so I'm looking for something that maybe gives me some interchangeable lenses, like a Pentax or maybe a Bronica medium format. But I don't know, a budget. I don't have an unlimited amount of money to spend. So
that's everybody's problem.
Yeah, especially
the one for that darn money thing.
Except for money. Okay, so this is Fuji Reala 100.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if it weren't for money, I'd have a couple more strobes, a new camera, a nice 70 to 200.
Mm-hmm. And that shoots square format then.
Yeah, it has some adapters. You can actually choose the format. You can have either from the range from 16 frames to panoramic, which gives you 9, I believe.
I better head out, Mark, so I can start getting ready for work, man.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for joining, Joe. Yeah, I've got to fire up the grill and cook some dinner here. But thanks for joining in, Joe. And
no problem.
Lee, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And hope to see you. Yeah, feel free to post whatever you want to the group.
Yeah, sure do.
And pop in whenever. I'll send out the. We pretty much every Saturday. There's very few Saturdays that I'm not available, so we'll pretty much do it every Saturday.
Okay.
And usually get Tim. Joe pops in every once in a while. Patrick in Arizona, and we get a few others every once in a while too. So.
Sure.
The more the merrier. So yeah, thanks for joining in. Great shots.
Thank you.
That camera.
Thank you.
Keep developing film. We'll convert everybody from digital back to film eventually.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night to you.
All right, and we'll see
Bye.
you. Bye.
See you.
All right, that's it. Number 60 in the can and done. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Thanks for watching on YouTube after the fact. Questions, comments, feel free to post. And if you're interested in participating live in any future photo shares, just follow Mark's Photography Spot on Google+, and I'll follow you back, and you'll get the notice. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you later. Happy Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day. Take care. Bye.